I don't think they're ready for this. This is different. A LA Ram podcast, not based in California, but based in Florida? Come on now. You know I had to do it. Ram Nation, stand up. It's Ramily Talk from the Playmakers Bar podcast, hosted by Darrell the Playmakers Silence. Let's talk Rams football. Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on today? Welcome to a new edition of Ramily Talk, right here for the Playmakers Bar podcast. Your host, Darrell the Playmaker Silence out here in Jacksonville, Florida. Are y'all guys ready to talk some Rams? I hope I am. Hope you are, because hey, we're 2-0. We have beaten the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm gonna get into that. We're gonna recap that game a tad bit. We're gonna get into that. I got Tyler. He's gonna come on and talk about some fantasy players. If you have any Rams on your fantasy team, he's gonna let you know if you should play them or not against this matchup. As we go back to the East Coast to face off with the Buffalo Bills in the battle of Unbeatens. We got a good show for you guys on today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and recap what happened in week 2 up in Lincoln Financial Field against the Philadelphia Eagles. By the way, we was coming into this matchup on a 6-game losing streak to the Eagles, losing 7 out of 8 since I think 2002, if I believe correctly. So Eagles had our number even when we injured Carson Wentz and he tore his ACL against us. They still beat us with Nick Foles. Hey, week 1, Philly didn't look good. They got shot by the Washington football team. Kind of figured with us coming in, knowing that they got this psychological edge on us with winning 6 in a row and 7 of the last 8. Was feeling a little kind of uneasy about this game though. But I gotta say, the performance these guys put on Sunday afternoon was great. It was great. Now, I don't like the fact that we had Cooper Kupp at the returning punt because he fumbled one of them, and it helped Eagles get momentum going into halftime. But we did what we had to do in the second half, and we came out with a good 18-point victory as the Los Angeles Rams defeated the Philadelphia Eagles 37-19. Not too much to be mad about except for the Cooper Kupp thing. Let's look here. The offense: Jared Goff 20 for 27, 267, 3 TDs. Darrell Henderson, who got most of the carries because Cam Akers got injured in the first part of the game with rib. He was listed day to day, separated rib cartridge, listed day to day, but he should be good to go when we play Buffalo, but as well as Michael Brown, who had a fraction pink. He should be good to go. Darrell Henderson, 12 carries, 81 yards, a touchdown. He also had 2 catches for 40 yards. Michael Brown, as I mentioned earlier, 11 carries, 47 yards. Cooper Kupp got into the action, 5 receptions, 81 yards, 2 carries for 19. Robert Woods had a rushing touchdown. Van Jefferson, 4 catches, 45 yards. Tyler Higbee, 5 catches, 54 yards, and 3 TDs. It was the Goff Higbee show in Philly, connecting, should I say, on 3 TDs. Not very good, especially for those of you who have them in fantasy, but very good showing. Carson Wentz on the other side, 26 for 43, 242, 2 interceptions. Miles Sanders came back for the Philadelphia Eagles and did a standing performance. 20 carries, 95 yards, a touchdown, 3 receptions, 36 yards, looking like Zeke Elliott on us. That's a problem going forward. We have to get some better playing, covering, and stopping running backs. Deshaun Jackson had 6 catches, 64 yards. Zach Ertz, 5 catches, 42 yards. Reynolds, 4 catches, 41 yards. Goddard, 4 catches, 30 yards. That's a good job. You held the tight ends of the Eagles, Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert, to a combined 9 catches for 72 yards. When Dallas Goedert went for 8 catches, 1-on-1, and a touchdown versus the Washington football team. Very good job on the tight ends. We got to work on the running backs, though. But very good job on the tight ends. I like that. Now, we did lose No, boom. He won't be playing in our next game. Grade 2, calf strain. Hope for a speedy recovery and get you back soon. But overall, good job. The 2 interceptions that Carson went through, one was by Darius Williams. What a great undercutting job right there. When he was looking for a Dallas Goedert for a touchdown, Darius Williams undercutted that one and got himself a pick. The other pick was Troy Hill. And you we want to be for real, you can go either way. Looked like it hit the ground, but you didn't have conclusive evidence, so Troy Hill gets him a pick. What about Kaiser, our linebacker? 11 tackles. I see you, Kaiser. I like him. I'm starting to like you more and more. You improving more and more. But this next matchup, we gonna really see how well you improve because we going against the Buffalo Bills. I'm gonna get into that a little bit. But great job. We are 2-0. It's a great start. We beat the Cowboys. We beat the Eagles. So not only we 2-0, we're 2-0 against the NFC East as well. But now we get our first matchup with the AFC East as we go to Buffalo. We're going to see how that goes. But just looking at this, offense played good. Defense played good. We had our one hookup on special teams with Cooper Kupp fumbling on the punt return. Other than that, very good job. Very good work. Guys looking great. Goff is looking good. This team is looking like the team from 2 years ago, presumably. But we not where we want to be at as in terms of the matching that same output that team 2 years ago did. We rushing pretty good, but we ain't rushing like we did. 2 years ago, we was rushing. We talking 150, 170 a game. Like, you was not stopping us running. And then Jared Goff, when it was time to throw, he can lit it up for like 300, 400 yards passing with 4 touchdowns. I mean, we ain't there yet. We're getting there. I like the progress. We ain't there yet, though. So, gotta keep working. Gotta keep working. And keep doing what we need to do. And Sherman Vase is pleasing with how the offense looks. Sherman Vase is pleased. Brandon Staley, he's working. He's adjusting better with the defense. Now, one thing on the defense I will say. Well, where's my pass rush at? Aaron Donald, Michael Brockers, Leonard Floyd. Sebastian Joseph Day, where are you guys? I need my front row to get some pressure on these quarterbacks. I need my D line to get some pressure on these quarterbacks. We ain't sacked Carson Wentz not one time, not once. That is the only team Aaron Donald has not recorded a sack on. Like, I need my boys to get some sacks. I definitely gonna need y'all to apply the pressure this week. Gotta have y'all to apply pressure this week. I'm gonna need my D line to, cause look. I need my D line to step up. We gotta get pressure on these quarterbacks. We gotta step up. We already know we gotta do better on stopping the run. We gotta do better on covering running backs out the backfield. Well, we gotta get pressure on the quarterback too, people. We gotta get pressure on the quarterback. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We gotta get pressure on the quarterback. We have to. There's no other way around it. Not getting to Carson Wentz like we should have, that's a problem. We wouldn't get to Dak Prescott like that, but we finished off with 3 sacks. But hey, D-line, gotta pick it up. AD, gotta pick it up. We in week 3 now, gotta pick it up. So with that being said, let's go ahead and switch over into this week's matchup. Another East Coast trip. AFC East team, the Buffalo Bills. Last time we played the Bills, they beat us 30-19 or 30-16, something like that. That was back in 2016. From what other Ram fans have told me, the Bills got our number 2. They have beaten us 4 times in a row. That's not good. That's definitely not good. So I did some deep digging in this matchup. Let's see what's going on here. Look, we don't do good against AFC East teams. Since 2002, the Rams against AFC East teams are 3-13. That is the worst record against any division in football. 3-13 since 2002. I'm pretty sure, if not all 3 of them wins, at least 2 of them came from Miami and the other one came from the Jets. We can't beat New England. We haven't beaten Buffalo. I mean, we got to do something. We got to do something about this. Now, on the flip side, East Coast games on the Shaman Bay, we are 5-0. We are 5-0 when we got to play at 1 o'clock. And we on the East Coast. In all 5 games, we have scored 30-plus points. So that's a good side to this. Jean McVay. I think Jean McVay like playing early. I think Jean McVay loves playing at 1 o'clock. Because we seem to do better under Jean McVay. Because we're 5-0. But now, we haven't played the AFC East team under Jean McVay. So we're going to see how this goes. We're going to see how this goes because that's the test. Week 14 when we play the New England Patriots on Thursday Night Football. That's going to be a test. Miami, Jets, we should be able to win that game. At the very least, we should go 2-2 this season against the AFC East. At the very least. The very least. We should beat Miami. I think that's like week 6 or 7. And we should beat the Jets. We should be able to handle some business in them two. But this week, Buffalo Bills, I said it on Facebook. A few Rams fans came back at me, tried to make it seem like I'm not down with the Rams. Let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna speak how I feel. If I don't like a matchup, I'm gonna speak to it honestly. If you don't have to like it or not, but don't come question me if I'm a Rams fan or not. I've been a Rams fan since 1999. Greatest show on turf. The lone Super Bowl championship we got. We've been there 3 times. Only 1. No, we've been there 4 times. Take that back, 4 times. We've been there as the Los Angeles Rams back in the day. Lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers. We've been there as the St. Louis Rams twice. We won 1 against the Tennessee Titans, and we lost to the New England Patriots. And we've been there under Sean McVay. We lost to the New England Patriots. So don't question my loyalty to the Rams. If I don't like a matchup, I'm going to say I don't like a matchup. I don't like this game. I don't like this game against Buffalo. I don't. Now, granted, some of you guys who responded have some great points. At least it's in September and not in November, December, which means the weather is lovely. The weather is nice up in Buffalo. You don't have no 20, 12, 10, 8, 5, 0 degree weather right now to deal with. You can go ahead and play them, get them out of the way. Play in some about 75, 70 type weather. It's good weather for this game. I agree with you. I still don't like this matchup. The Bills are 2-0 in the season. Everybody's talking about they only played the Jets and they barely got past the Miami Dolphins. Yeah, I get all that. Yeah, the competition ain't what it is because we knew the Jets weren't going to beat nothing. We knew Miami wasn't going to beat nothing. They just passing time for, Tua Tagovailoa is ready to actually play. We get all that. But still, I don't like this matchup. I don't. The Bills are a 2-point favorite at home. Good thing they ain't going to have Bill Mafia though. Let's see here. The Buffalo Bills, number 1 passing offense with 717 yards through 2 games. They average 365 yards a game. They are 22nd in rushing offense, 210 yards, averaging 104.5 yards per game. 6th in scoring with 58 points. See, they average 29 points a game. They give up 22.5 points per game. That's something for us to look at. Josh Allen's the number 1 passer right now. 727 yards, completing 70.4% of his passes, 6 touchdowns, and no interceptions. Those of you who trying to figure out if this is the same Josh Allen that I'm talking about that's for the Buffalo Bills. Yes, number 17 for the Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen, is leading the lead in passing with 727 yards passing, completing 70.3% passing, 6 touchdowns, and no interceptions. Yes, St. Josh Allen. With the addition of Stephon Diggs, it could be the reason why. Stephon Diggs has 239 yards receiving, tied for first with Calvin Ridley of the Atlanta Falcons, and he has 1 touchdown. John Brown has 152 receiving yards on the season, 2 touchdowns. Cole Beasley, 128 receiving yards on the season. I mean, look. Just saying. The rushing attack, it don't look like the rushing attack is there, but look, you got Devin Singletary. The boy can ball. If you had an opportunity of getting a glimpse of FAU. You know David Singletary can ball. Zach Moss from Utah, he can ball too. And then you got throwing Josh Allen. Josh Allen, he's shocking us with the throwing ability because we didn't see this coming, but we all know Josh Allen can run the ball too. So we dealing with a mobile quarterback who is leading the lead in passing, who got wheels. We got to deal with Stephon Diggs, Cole Beasley, John Brown, and by the way, David Singletary ain't no slouch. I don't care what the stats say. David Singletary ain't no slouch. So, that's a problem. A problem. I don't like this matchup. It's going to be a physical. It's going to be a physical, and I mean physical, confrontation at Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. So you LA, all my people up out in LA, you better get ready. Because hey, 10 o'clock get here on y'all side of the country. Be prepared for a physical game. Cause they gonna try to run the ball down our throats. They gonna use Josh Allen in the run game. I'm gonna need Aaron Donald, Leonard Floyd, Michael Brockers, Sebastian Joseph Day, anybody else that's gonna play on that line. I'm gonna need y'all to get it together, get some pressure, do something. Because hey, here come Josh Allen. Josh Allen is on a mission. I'm saying that after 2 weeks, Josh Allen is on a mission. The man hasn't thrown a pick yet, and he's leading the lead in passing. Everybody looking at Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, by the way. Monday Night Football. I would be catching that game. That's a side note. I would be catching that game. Looking at Russell Wilson, what he doing with Seattle. It's Russell Wilson. But Josh Allen is the one leading in passing yards. Josh Allen. They defense, by the way, they have the number 3 total offense in the league right now. They have the number 5 defense in the league right now. They are allowing 271 yards per pass. The rushing attack, the rushing defense, 75.5 rushing yards allowed. Whew! You know, when the Rams were good as they were 2 years ago, it was the running game. It was the running game. Through the first 2 weeks of the season, the running game has came back. Now you're playing a team who only gives up 75 yards a game. You got to think of Sunshine McVay. You might have to use Cooper Kupp, Robert Wills a little bit more in the running game just to open up some lanes for Darrell Henderson, Michael Brown, and Cam Akers. It's gonna be tough. We, on the other hand, we have the number 5 offense in the league. We're 9th in passing, 3rd in rushing. 271 yards passing. Matches up with the Bills' defense. They give up 271 yards passing. So that's something to look at. That's something to look forward to. Now, rushing attack, we run for 172 a game. But the Bills only give us 75 yards a game. Something got to give in that department. Something's got to give in that department. Which one it'll be, I don't know. Defense, we ranked 18th in defense. Giving up 254 yards passing yards a game and 128.5 rushing yards a game. That's not good when you're going against the number 1 passing offense in the league. Not good. Lucky for us, they don't run like that. They ain't been running that good, but when you're going against us, they might be able to. We have a hard time stopping Zeke in game 1 against the Cowboys. Week 2, we had a hard time stopping Miles Sanders. Will it be Josh Allen? Will it be David Singletary? Will it be Zach Moss? Who knows at this point, but y'all got to understand, I don't like this matchup. This is going to be a tough one. Thought Philly was going to be our first road test. He passed it pretty good. Damn good. Now we're going to Buffalo, and here's another test. It's going to be a challenge of unbeatens. Somebody got to go home. Somebody got to go home with an L. Somebody got to go 2-1. Somebody got to go 3-0. It is possible both teams can go 2-0-1. It is possible. Ties are still possible in this league, but for the most part, somebody got to go 3-0. Somebody got to go 2-1. Jared Goff so far, 542 passing yards, completing 69% of his passes, 3 touchdowns, and that 1 interception. Well, shouldn't have been an interception, but we're not going to get into that. Cooper Kupp leading the way in receiving yards with 121. Robert Woods is behind him with 119 receiving yards, but he does have a rushing touchdown. Higbee, 94 receiving yards, 3 TDs. Michael Brown leading rusher, 126, 2 touchdowns for the rushing attack. Darrell Henderson, all his stats came against the Eagles, which was, the 87 yards, the 81 yards, and that 1 touchdown. We got something going on. We score 28.5 points per game, and we give up 18 points per game. So that's good on our side. It's gonna be interesting to see how this game goes up in Buffalo, New York. Even though I don't like it, I can't stand it. I don't know how to feel about it. But this is where I keep the courage of my conviction. Because in my preseason lineup, I picked us going into Buffalo. And I picked us squeaking out a 3-point victory. What score did I have? I had us winning 24-21. Might be more points than that because both teams score about 28 points per game. We're being honest. We scored 28.5. They scored 29. We give up 18. They give up 22. So we looking, I might go up to 28, 30, 28, 25 Rams. That's what I'm thinking right now. I don't like it. I don't like this matchup. I really don't. But Rams come out with a 3-point victory, 28-25. That's what I'm thinking right now. 28-25 LA Rams victory. We go 3-0. We go 3-0 on the year. And we get ready to take on I believe it's the New York Giants after this. It should be a W, especially after the fact that Saquon Barkley is gone for the year. Yep, it'll be the Giants next at home, and then we fly out to DC to take on the football team out in DC before we play San Fran in week 6 at home. At San Fran on Sunday Night Football. So if we can get past the Buffalo Bills, we have a very good chance of walking into the San Fran game 5-0 for Sunday Night Football. There's a good chance. But as of where it stands at right now for this game, 3-point victory. So Bills favorite by 2. I'm taking the +2 that we are getting, and say we win by a field goal. Now with that being said, Tyler Olsen tell y'all about your fantasy teams and what rounds you should play and what rounds you should stay from. So take a listen to that, and I'll be back to close us out.
Welcome to Week 3 of Rams Fantasy Talk. I'll be your host, Tyler Jinsky. Of course, before we jump into Week 3, let's take a peek at Week 2 as a jumping off point. For starters, the Rams are NFC's run-heaviest team through 2 weeks. A lot of that has to do with them winning, which is a good thing. The RB situation with our Rams clarified itself in the worst way with injury. While it was looking like the Rams were going with a Malcolm Brown, Cam Akers tandem out the gate, Akers even got the first series. Unfortunately, in that first series, he sustained a rib injury that kept him out for the game. He is now questionable heading into Week 3. With Akers out almost immediately, the Rams employed a 54%, 42% split between Malcolm Brown and Darrell Henderson, respectively. It turns out that Malcolm Brown also fractured his pinky finger sometime during this game. Whether that had an impact on Brown's snaps or touches, we likely don't know. Henderson finished the game with 12 rushes for 81 yards and a touchdown, and 2 catches for 40 yards through the air on 2 targets. Brown finished the game with 11 rushes and 47 yards and was not targeted in the pass game. Again, unfortunate that Akers saw that injury, because I believe he would have seen that Darrell Henderson usage, and I still think Akers is the best back, the most talented back on this offense. Woods and Kupp continue to be the wide receiver 1A and 1B in this offense, both seeing an 86% snap rate. Not a lot has changed there. We know who these guys are, 1 and 2. Josh Reynolds seemed to have gotten the nod over Van Jefferson in terms of snap rate, but Van Jefferson out-targeted Reynolds 5-2. Again, Jefferson, Reynolds, nowhere on our fantasy radar with a healthy Woods and Kupp. Higbee had a modest 5 targets, catching all 5 for 54 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Jesus, While the catches and yards are exactly what I expected, those touchdowns were real nice and unexpected. Goff is looking Higbee's way in the red zone, and Gerald Everett is not a factor. This is all Higbee. He has top 8 upside going forward. And Gerald Everett, if you have him for some reason in fantasy, he's a drop. Goff had a great game, 20 for 27, 3 touchdowns. He managed the game well, finishes at QB 11, right where I had him. Now for week 3. The Rams do not have it easy in week 3 as they draw the Bills in a tough away game as 2-point underdogs. Home teams usually get about a 2-point bump, so considering the lack of fans, this is as close to a pick'em game as you can get. It's a toss-up. With a 47.5-point over-under, both teams' offenses seem to be rolling. There should be a decent amount of offense. The Bills' run defense is 18th DVOA, and their pass defense is 5th DVOA. Again, DVOA is defense adjusted value over average, calculates a team's success based on down and distance of each play during the season, then calculates how much more or less successful each team is compared to the league average. I know it's a mouthful, but it is a great stat. I'll continue to use it. Additionally, the Bills' run defense is 3rd in yards allowed per carry, very good, and their pass defense is 20th in yards allowed per pass, middle of the road. The Bills' run defense is much tougher than its pass defense, however, both are stout. I would expect a similar day out of Goff, 250 to 280 yards, but maybe only 2 touchdowns and an interception. Goff is a bench in single QB leagues. There's better options on the waiver wire. Kupp did outperform Woods last week through the air, but Woods did save his week with that rushing touchdown. However, Buffalo has been quite stingy for perimeter wide receivers like Woods. Looking at Preston Williams, Parker, Brashad Perriman's lines, not very good. On the flip side of that, the Bills have been allowing wide receivers success from the slot. Jameson Crowder, 7 for 115 and a touchdown. Isaiah Ford, 7 for 76. I like Kupp to beat expectations and Woods to go below expectations again this week. You're starting both of them. Woods is in a revenge game, but I do like Kupp a bit more than Woods in week 3. Tre'Davious White is very likely going to be shadowing Woods, so it's just temper expectations. Now, apologies for telling you to drop Darrell Henderson last week. Unfortunately, I cannot predict injuries, and now Darrell Henderson is likely the starter at worst, a secondary back who gets passing down work. Either way, he's a flex. You got to start him. If Akers does sit, you could flex Malcolm Brown, but I'm not really that excited about it whatsoever. If Akers is healthy, Akers and Brown are both sits. It's really just Darrell Henderson this week from the running back room. You obviously start Tyler Higbee. I have the most confidence in Higbee succeeding over any other Rams player on offense this week. The Bills are without Matt Milano or Tremaine Edmonds. He should just wreak havoc over the middle of the field. I really like Higbee this week. Also, the Bills got absolutely tethered by Mike Gesicki with an 8 and 130-1 line, and they gave up 6 catches to Chris Herndon in week 1. Big week for Higbee. He's most likely going to be the best fantasy player of the day for the Rams. That's all for Rams Fantasy Talk for week 3. Don't forget, tell somebody you love them. Later.
All right, thank you, Tyler O, for that. You can catch Tyler O on Fire on High Podcast on all podcast platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Amazon as well. Yes, the Playmakers Bar is on Amazon. All podcasts on the Playmakers Bar is on Amazon. And for those who are Amazon music fans, you can catch the Playmakers Bar podcasts on there too. With that being said, you got what you need from me. If you're listening on iTunes or Apple Podcasts, subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. The more you subscribe, the more you rate, the more the podcast is doing better, the more people that can get to listen to this Ramily Talk episode. So, appreciate that. If you on any other platform, you can go ahead and subscribe on any other platform, especially if you're on Spotify, Amazon, as I just mentioned. If you're on Speaker.com, you can subscribe to there too, and other platforms that you can listen to this podcast on. With that being said, hey, week 3 for the NFL season, so far so good. No games had to be canceled, unlike college football. Y'all looking, I ain't doing college football, so we saving that for next season. But So far, so good. The NFL season still moving smoothly. Ain't have no postponed games, no players or coaches being contacted with COVID so far. So it's been a blessing so far. But after that, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your weekend. We are at Buffalo, 1 p.m. Sunday. I'll be watching. Hope you'll be watching too. Until next week, for Ramily Talk, I'm out of here. Peace and love.